When it comes to abortion, do politicians have the right to control a woman's bodily autonomy?
I think the answer lies in whose body is it and what other body is involved. And the reality is that the minute of conception, there is another life involved. And while I think a woman needs to take care of herself and her health care and her body, there's another body now. And I think that abortion is a Band-Aid to a bigger issue of unprotected sex, having sex when you're not in a position to deal with the consequences. That is a child. That's not new. That's not a 21st century problem. The consequences of sex is a child. So you have to be willing to address that and deal with it properly.
So when it comes to abortion, it's a tough topic with politics, because what I hate about it, regardless of how you feel, is it becomes the issue that everybody votes on, or at least a lot of people vote on, which I feel is creating problems with who we have elected, because that's not the most important issue in our country. But then we elect somebody into an office based on that instead of based on their politics, and it can create a nightmare. And I think we've seen some of that in various presidents. I don't know the answer, whether politics should have anything to do with abortion or if it should be dictated by law what women do. I know personally it's not something I would choose, and I have family members and close friends who have chosen that option, and I've seen what it's done to them, but I don't know that us making it up to the politicians to make these decisions, I don't know that that's the right thing.
So on this issue, I always preface it that, I am a man. I don't have female anatomy, so I shouldn't have a right to say on this, but to talk on this issue. But I will say this, that the government's intervention in this area should only stem as far as it should stem in any other medical procedure, just to ensure that proper medical care is taken care of, that things are being done, that the patient's health is being placed in the first and foremost, and everything else follows second.
In my opinion, the government does not have a right to control a woman's body and the autonomy of her body to a degree. Personally, I am a person of pro-choice, but with limits. I know that at the same time, my heart is against abortion, but I don't think the government can play a total role in that. At the same time, I think there needs to be a time limit as far as gestation of a baby and abortion, unless the child is not right, severely mentally retarded, born without a brain, or is going to endanger the mother and kill both the mother and child. There needs to be a time limit for the eradication of a fetus. I'm not for it, but I don't think it is the government's right to tell a woman not to. At the same point in time, I believe birth control should be available to anyone that seeks it for free from the government, so that we do not get in a situation that we have unwanted children. It should be available to all. Planned Parenthood should be available, not necessarily the abortion side, but birth control should be available to men and women. Let's not be naive. This is 2018. Premarital sex and sex is going to happen, with or without parental consent or as adults. Grow up, America.